Welcome to our course on an introduction to green sorcery. And this, our first lesson, we're going to look at some definitions, some meaning of what sorcery is. This term is very charged. It has a lot of misunderstanding around it, a lot of misappropriation around it. And so hopefully by the end of this short lesson, you'll have a stronger understanding, more clear understanding of what sorcery is, why it's incredible. And we will end this and every lesson in this course with something actionable, something to do, to put this stuff into practice, to experience it yourself, get it into your bones, stir it in your blood. This is work based on things done. So, what is green sorcery? At its core, sorcery is a magico-spiritual practice that is concerned exclusively with the reality of spirits. And in green sorcery specifically, we're concerned with the reality of plant spirits as arcane beings, that our work revolves around approaching plants as spiritual beings filled with wisdom and power and working to cultivate intentional relationships with them. And this is where the word sorcery gets really interesting, because it's turned into this term that has all of these nefarious, malefic connotations, when actually sorcery has, since time immemorial, continued to be a word and, in most cases, the base of traditions that are really just about making relationships with non-human persons, with with spirits, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. It is very mysterious and mystical, which allows for media and people who are the uninitiated to turn it into whatever they want to turn it into. And of course, there are exceptions to every rule. There are some sorcerers out there who, do some stuff that you and I probably would not do, but they are definitely the minority in the situation and not the majority. So sorcery is a very personal, very Gnostic, very exploratory journey of relating to plant spirits in ritual, in magic, and in medicine. It is not based on doctrine. In fact, it is non-doctrinal. It is not based on dogma. In fact, it is non-dogmatic. And it's not based on prescribed morality. So it is considered a path of amorality. Not meaning that we can do whatever we want with no repercussions, but that there is no central authority figure or book or whatever telling us this is what's okay and this is what's not okay. You're allowed to be this kind of person and this kind of person is sinful. There's none of that. Everything we do is based on the personal Gnostic relationships we have with the spirits that we ally ourselves to. We are traffickers of spirits. So we're learning directly from the spirits. We are becoming more ourselves by our relationships with the spirits. And we're letting go of rigidity. We're letting go of one-size-fits-all spirituality, one-size-fits-all ethics. All that has to go, because we understand that time and circumstance prescribes different doses and different medicines for different people. And we allow that wisdom to trickle over into our spiritual practice. So this is, in the way I practice it, and I think in the way most people practice sorcery, because it is about working with spirits, also a surviving current of animism, that every expression of sorcery that I've had the pleasure of studying and experiencing has been fiercely animistic, without recognizing that the world is filled with people and not all of those people are human, that animals are fully sovereign people, plants are fully sovereign people, some places are inhabited by fully sovereign spirits. Without that, there's really no point in trying to relate to them, because they're not relatable. So this is very much a magico-ritual, magico-spiritual, animistic stream of power that is incredibly personal and incredibly based on your own experience, while nodding to the fact that we all tend to have very aligned experiences. So that's super cool. Sorcery is what a sorcerer does. How we embody the work is what the work is, right? So again, no prescriptive stuff. Sorcery has traditionally been taught teacher to student. mentor to apprentice in a way that is very dovetailed, very tailored to the individual temperament of the student so that they can really unfold their own magic, their own power. In this case, we're teaching through video, and I think that a lot of it carries. There is, of course, something to be said about learning the traditional ways, but you got to start somewhere. So what do we do? First of all, we acknowledge and engage with plant spirits. We acknowledge their personhood. We acknowledge the arcane nature of their being. We acknowledge their presence, and then we try to engage with them, to communicate, to work, to craft magic and medicine and ritual and relationships with them across the hedge that generally separates the world of the human from the world of the non-human person. So this is a foundational part of the work of green sorcery. We observe and align to the subtle patterns, the subtle flows of nature. This is the lunar tides, the solar tides, the way the seasons shift, the growing phases of plants from seed to sprout to sapling to tree, leaf to flower to fruit to harvest to rest. We try to observe these patterns and align ourselves to that pace, right? To dance in harmony with what's happening in nature. We cross the hedge intentionally. We move from our world into the world of the plant spirits to gain wisdom and magic and medicine to bring back in service of our community and in the service of ourselves. And we cultivate and nourish relationships of power with the plants, mostly so that we can learn from them directly. And this is where most of the work happens, that we are actively, intentionally going out and trying to create these relationships. We are opening ourselves up to be called by various plants and various plant experiences. And we're eager to learn from them and to sit with them and to experience the unique nature of all of them, their virtues, the way they carry power and energy, beauty and inspiration. We're looking for that always, and always doing some work around the cultivation and the nourishment of these relationships. Always remember in green sorcery that everything we do is bioregional and radically relevant. So what that means is we are working with the plants who grow where we grow. While we can honor and acknowledge and work in medicine, of course, with plants that are, grow abroad or whatever, the ones that we have the deepest sorcerous relationships are the ones that we can be with in person. They're the ones we can watch, observe their life cycle, steward them, protect them, learn from them, sit under their canopy, harvest their medicine, be part of the sacred act of harvest, right? So it's very bioregional. We want to work with plants that, again, share the same soil that we live on, breathe the same air we breathe, live under the same sun that we live under. This is very important. And there's a radical relevancy to the way we do our work, that we acknowledge who we are as people, where we are, when we are. We don't try to force ourselves into a box of being a certain way or trying to act like somebody else or embody the life ways of a culture that's ancient. We embrace where we are. This is where we live. This is how it's happening. We work with what we have so that the medicine and magic we create flows effortlessly into how life actually is versus a romanticized version of what was or what could be. Is very important. So relationships over doctrine, right? That's the work. It's not about memorization. It's not about study. It's not about being told what to do or following step 1, step 2, step 3. It is about engaging and allowing the wisdom of the green realm to flow into your heart center, into the crossroads within, the liminal space within, and unfold in your life however it does, teaching you and guiding you into the wild green ways. So something actionable that you can do right now to engage with this work, step 1, lesson 1, is to go outside, get out into nature, backyard, park, forest, whatever you have access to, and just walk out being willing and looking for the experience of the personhood of plants. Go out into the space and allow all the plants that surround you to hold the same kind of space in your senses, in your awareness, that they would if they were human people sitting around you or standing around you. And sometimes we have to kind of like stretch ourselves into this space and we have to fake it a little bit until we get there. That's totally okay. We're looking for a feeling here, right? I want you to be able to go stand in front of a tree or sit in a little, crop of plants, a stand of plants, or even just go lay on grass and experience personhood. That all of those plants are people. They see you as you see them. They are aware of your presence. They are living their lives. They're conscious. They have wisdom, memory, experience, likes, dislikes, goals. They have spiritual traditions all their own. They have a relationship to the other world that is mysterious and powerful. I want you to just sit or stand there and let all that flood in. And again, if you gotta like squeeze yourself into it, fine. Over time, it gets easier and easier. And by doing this work, we're creating a meeting place where the initiations can happen. We're reaching outside of ourselves and the plants are reaching outside of themselves. We're meeting in the middle, and it allows that inner vision, the sorcerer's vision, to awaken so that as we're walking through life, we can live in a world filled with spirits and communicate and engage with those spirits in powerful ways.